Just gonna make sure we got audio real quick. Let's see. Even though we didn't get it on film, we had a good workout with Dustin. Dustin showed up with Andrian. Plus, we got lunch, so that was a plus too. Lunch, dinner, late lunch. So, lunch for some, dinner for others. I just want to check live real quick. Hmm. Very interesting. It's not showing up on the tablet, but we got some people coming in. What's up, everybody? Sailor, how's the arms feeling? Feeling good? If you want to hop on and talk about your super match, feel free. The link is right there in the description. But she says sore AF. I believe it. It was some very good pulling. Very, very twisty positions. That's what the fans like to see. Laurel, what's going on, Laurel? Sailor says my chest too. Yeah, the pecs, the pecs. I feel you. All that internal rotation. But that's what the people like to see. Sailor says she definitely would, but they're going out to dinner. You guys have the wrong day. Today's Sunday. The belly dancer are on Saturday, so hopefully you didn't mix up the days. But yeah, tomorrow would be cool. I'm not sure what time. If you're around in the morning, we'll be doing the pre-lift live, or even after. We could probably set something up. But yeah, we'll definitely do something tomorrow. That'd be awesome. Laurel says, Sailor, you did awesome. She definitely did. It was an awesome time. Yep, Sailor gets the joke. That was a good joke. Yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time. What was your from what you guys saw, what was your favorite part or what was the most exciting part of the day? It was a fun day. I still keep on forgetting to check how long the live was, but I want to say it was like 9 hours or something like that. So that's got to be a record. That's got to be a record. Sales says the most exciting part of the day was the 350 elbow fouls that everyone was having. Yeah, those dang elbow fouls. Those dang elbow fouls. But that's the way it goes sometimes. That's definitely the way it goes. Laurel says I seen Sailor's videos she's posted her arm wrestling. That chick was very strong. She also has a name. Some people call her what was the nickname? What was the nickname that Sailor was saying? I forgot, but her name is Lydia. But that was some great matches. That was a great match right there. Um, yeah, it was awesome. Laurel? Did you watch it? Was that the first time you saw it? Was on her one from Sailor's post, or did you see the match live? Because I think it sounds like you saw it on Facebook. Ah, the North Star. That's what it was. Sailor wanted to call her the North Star, and it's a pretty good one. Let's see. Laurel says yes, first time I seen her post. That's what I'm talking about. That's good. She probably got. I haven't seen her post yet. I don't think. Um, but I think I'm pretty sure Brian was her cameraman. Probably got the good shots. I wonder what camera he used. I wonder if he used the phone or if he had the 360. I can't remember. I think he had the phone. Sayla says she's a tough chick for sure. Absolutely. She's from an arm wrestling family like yourself, Sayla. So you know how strong those families can be. So that's a good thing right there. It's a win-win for the sport, that's for sure. Galen, what's up? What's up? She says, "Oh hell yeah, just got home. Perfect timing. Medals in the view and fireside chat. Absolutely. This is the warmest corner in the gym. We got the heat on full blast, and we can still. I don't know if you guys can see it, but we gotta. I can see my breath, so it's pretty chilly. But it's definitely a lot warmer than outside. That's for sure. But Drew knows how cold it is because he's out there in the desert. It gets cold out in the desert once in a while. And speaking of cold, Sup Dog knows about cold. He's up there. He's up in the north. Some people say, what do they say? The Great White North. Salus says the fires of Mordor. Yep, that was a good movie. That was a good movie. That's a good question, Carolyn. She asked Drew if he had a free time to watch any of the matches from yesterday. Sup Dog's doing the salute to the Dark Horse. That's very smart. You always got to salute the Dark Horse. That's good. One of these days, there's going to be a tournament, and everybody in this chat is going to meet up, and it's going to be a good time. Yesterday, we met the famous Brian Johnson. That was awesome. That was awesome. He's a great guy. I met his team, and it's only a matter of time. Everyone meets up, get some pulling in, get some gains. Carolyn says to Sailor, I think you were amazing yesterday, and what a wonderful presence you are in the community. Absolutely, I agree. That's awesome. Sailor says she says she heard about Brian, but she said she didn't see him. He was there. If not, check the video. Check the video. I definitely got one. I mean, you might have to do some scrolling because it's a 28-hour video, but I got one shot in. I can't remember. I can't remember what shirt he was wearing, but I got a zoom in shot of one of his matches. Um, Good action shot. But something funny too on the way up. I've never. Brian was the first person that I've seen spell Brian the way he spells it. And on the way up, I can't remember what it was. I think it was a barber shop. It was like Brian's barber shop, and it was also spelled the same way Brian spells his. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. That is interesting. And it just so happens they're talking about a tattoo match. I don't know if you guys heard, but the Bryans have been going back and forth. They've been arguing about how to spell Brian. They're both very serious about it to the point where I don't know if it's locked in. I don't know if it's locked in. They still have to sign the contract, I think. So it may not be locked in. but they're gonna have a best of five, and loser has to get a tattoo of I can't remember if it was the I or the Y, but something to do with the other Brian's name. So things are getting serious. Let's see. Let's see. So let's see. Carolyn says, I think we need to work with James Clark and get his team to carpool. Yeah, we could definitely do something like that. The tricky thing, I think the biggest uh, hurdle right now is the boat. I think the boat might be the tricky thing. Um, but yeah, we. That being said, it's not going to stop us. We will definitely get them, Carolyn. Don't worry, we'll get them. Sup Dog says events keep getting bigger and bigger. Absolutely, that's what I'm talking about. Carolyn says, Nick, how is the Iron Horse and Andrian doing? They're doing great. Doing great. We got a good workout in. Uh, we even arm wrestled a little bit, so that was great. Then also we got some. I can't remember the name of the restaurant, but it's a nice restaurant. I got a nice steak sandwich, and Dustin got some seafood stuffing and seafood something, some kind of pasta seafood, and Andrew got a like a it was like a cheeseburger salad. It was a salad, but it had a cheeseburger on top. It was a good time. But they're on the way home right now, so they're still on the road. There's I think from my place it was like 6.5 hours. So they're probably about halfway there. Sup Dog says, what does his tattoo say? It says something in sign language. And that's probably all I can say. Oh, that's what it was. That's what it was. Yep. So sail past the same shop. That is funny. Well, Sup Dog's trying. Don't fall for it, Brian. If Sup Dog asks you about his tattoo, just start running. It's safer that way. Yeah, that's why I said sailor. She says, I was like, that's so weird. And with a Y too. Yeah, I could have swore that's only the second time I've ever seen it spelled like that. Carolyn says, Nick, yes, LOL. We will sure will get him. Talking about James Clark. Yeah, we'll get him. Even if we gotta build a boat and sail over ourselves, we'll get him. Yeah, Carolyn, it was a great time for both of us. I had a good time. I'm definitely feeling it. He beat me up a little bit, but that's the fun part. Yeah, plus like Carolyn says, nice dishes. There's some good food. Thank you very much, Carolyn. Let's like and share. I definitely appreciate that, guys. All right. And speaking of food, Sailor says, all right, everyone, we're off to eat. I'll see you in the AM. Absolutely. Enjoy dinner. Yeah, I think she will, Carolyn. I think she will get a nice steak. She's been talking about it for a little bit, so that's going to be a very, very good steak right there. Let's see, what else can we talk about, guys? Anything else from the event that you guys enjoyed? Or I know it was a long day, so maybe you guys missed something. Maybe I can catch you up on, maybe if you missed a super match or something. Kaylin says, I bet Josh is looking at his golden footage. Yeah, there's some good footage. but I don't think he recorded, and like he definitely has it all on the live, but I think it was all on the live. So I don't think he has any footage. If but I could be mistaken, but I'm almost positive it was all on the live. But I watched some of it, some of the live from Josh's camera, the Big Red, and it was good, good live. So Sup Dog says, "Who is that big guy in the black shirt with the blue sleeves?" I think it was a Mac shirt. So um, I forgot his real name. I don't even think I could say it if I had it in writing because it's a I want to say it's a Russian name, but he's an American. I think his parents are immigrants. I think, but his nickname is Big Rig. So he's that Mac shirt. He's competed at Mac before. If I'm not, I'm almost positive he pulled a Mac in. I think it was a qualifier series. He's a good puller. I think he's like 3 years in, something like that. So he got a lot of potential. So that's great. Um, but that being said, he's got some injuries. So hopefully he heals quick. Hopefully he heals up quick. Let's see. Kalen says, "I'm going to cast my phone screen to TV after some meal prep. The Fernandez ruckus matches and all." Yeah, that was definitely everybody got their money's worth. The fans got their money's worth. The arm wrestlers did. I tell you what, the referees did a great job. They definitely earned their money. And I always like to say that being a referee is a thankless job. So if you see someone reffing, make sure maybe say at least thanks for reffing. That'd be probably appreciated, because they're always got people screaming at them. No, but the refs at the tournament were great. Let's see. Sip Dog says he's a big rig for sure. Yeah, I think he has like 40, 50 pounds on me, so he's got some good weight. Plus, he's got the height advantage, but that's all right. Carolyn says he's got a super match at Natty Bros April 25th. Oh, now that you say that, now that you're right, but who's his opponent? Do you remember who his opponent is? That is interesting. Dog says, "I heard you guys referring to him, but I was painting and couldn't see." That's all right. I definitely appreciate you listening. And the duties of the handyman, it's all day. We got to get the walls painted. Carolyn says, "Josh, stream point of view. Yes, the dear refs nerves of steel yesterday. That was rough one yesterday." Yeah, that was a rough one. Definitely showed experience. Those refs definitely showed experience. That was awesome. Oh, Big Mitts, Brandon Williams. Okay, that's interesting. That is very interesting. Both these guys might have similar experience in terms of years in the sport. I'm taking a guess. I'm not sure how long Brandon's been doing. I would say somewhere between 1 and 3. That'd be my guess. Sup Dog says, "Yep, that paint job is all done. On to the next one." That's what I'm talking about. Soon, the whole entire place will be painted, and then it'll be time to hit the gym. Maybe do a little quick workout in between walls or something. Let's see. What else can we talk about, guys? Now this is the post lift live, so we can definitely, definitely would be happy to keep the arm wrestling, the conversation about arm wrestling, but we can go a little into the world of shenanigans for see how it goes. If you guys have any other topics, um, but we still have a lot of stuff we could talk about the tournament. The super matches, the tournaments. Um, whole bunch of stuff. We set up the Turtle Man table. So we were, I want to say it was, I think it was like 130, 140 we raised for the Turtle Man charity. So we're off to a great start. That was the first time we set up a table for Turtle Man 3. So that was the first time. So we're off to a great start. Plus we spread the word of Turtle Man 3. So that's even better. So Subdog says, have you tried to create a poll yet? So I did one before. Some reason YouTube changed the features. I don't have some reason I don't have that button anymore. There used to be a button that had like a poll button, but YouTube changed it. So I gotta find the poll button. So if you guys know where that poll button is, let me know. I'm not sure, Kellen. I'm not sure. But when I know for sure, I will definitely let everyone know. But I'm gonna wait until everything's locked in, until I go public with it. But I definitely appreciate everyone being patient because I've been saying that for quite a bit. It's gonna be good. Carolyn says, "That's awesome, Nick. I see you sold a couple items, and yes, awesome outreach, spreading the word. You're a great salesperson about your events, sharing the gains. Oh, thank you very much, Carolyn. Thank you very much. Plus, it helps, if people don't want to buy when you're bigger, you can use your weight advantage. That always helps. That's what I'm talking about. Carolyn says it's definitely going to be good. It definitely is. It's going to be a good time. Very true, Carolyn. She says, LOL, the weight advantage. Get the double LOL. Yep, the double LOL. That's what I'm talking about. Sometimes you can't help it. If you just got to use it. Let's see. Now, I can't remember if I said this before. I think I did already, but if anyone wants to hop on, or any of our friends wants to hop on, the link to this live is in the description. You should be able to click on it. If not, copy and paste it into a different browser, and it should be good. Let's see, what time is it? We'll be on for a little bit, at least for maybe 15, 20 minutes, maybe something like that. Sup Dog says, how often do you get to practice with elite pullers? Um, See, that's a tricky question. So I feel like I pull with elite pullers at the dungeon. You know what I mean? We got the Ron Columba, the High Chief. I feel like he's extremely elite in his weight class. But I think the tricky thing is more pullers closer to my weight. I think I have you know pretty good weight advantage on the Chief. Um, but they're out there. I haven't been traveling as much. I used to. Let's see, a couple of. I probably stopped 2, 3 months ago. I'm gonna get back to it very, very soon. Wednesdays, I would go up to Massachusetts and trade with Fitzy, Jerry Caderet, Big John, Damien. So Jerry Caderet is an elite puller. Um, Sundays, I would go to Pennsylvania with Storm Shalino, Paul Lynn, Macho Man, um, Dustin Giliff. So there's definitely elite pullers. But I just gotta travel. Just gotta travel. Sup Dog says weight class is a factor for sure. Yeah, it definitely is. Um, but that's why they have them. That's why they got weight classes. So I definitely said this before, but if you guys haven't heard, we'll be doing sit down at Turtle Man 3 this year. So if you guys have never done sit down arm wrestling before on an actual sit down table, Turtle Man 3 would be a great time to try it out. We'll have sit down and stand up. So it's gonna be a good time. Yeah, very true, Sup Dog. We gotta get the Black Pro going. Definitely gotta get going because it's been good. It's been good to me. Lots of miles, lots of trips. It's only a matter of time at this point. But it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. So let's see. Do you guys remember any funny moments? Any good laughs? Did anybody have any good shooting a blank? There's a whole bunch of fun times, but does anything stick out in particular? Carolyn says that's going to be awesome. Sit down at Turtleman and maybe like WAF Josh can have all tables individually live within your channel, Nick. We could definitely do that. We could probably do something like that. It's there's some factors, but yeah, it's either going to be something like that, or we will. It's going to be something like that. We'll get all the tables on one shot, or we'll probably focus maybe on maybe the pro table possibly. Um, but yeah, I tell you what, I'm excited. It's going to be good. Sup Dog says the drunk guy was funny. I know what you're talking about. But that's the way it goes. Carolyn says that guy, we need to find him. He has fire in the belly. Absolutely. Yeah, he was strong. He was definitely strong. But as you guys could see, that was his first time. You know what I mean? But yeah, he definitely has some power. Yep, that'll probably make an interesting video. That'll probably make an interesting video. But I wonder if he I think he said he was from New York or something like that. I wonder if I told him about Turtle Man, so maybe he'll show up at Turtle Man. But maybe he got a team's info. Maybe he'll start training. So Dog says make a montage throughout the year of clips like that. That would be an interesting montage, but it would be a good one. Kaylin says, Nick, it would be nice to have the sit down table on video. That would be awesome. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean the goal right now, the plan, the main uh we would definitely want to get everything. But yeah, we're gonna plan it out. The plan is to get all of them, get every single person, every single pull. But we're gonna see what we have to work with. You know what I mean? But I have faith we'll be able to get them all in. So it's gonna be good. Kalen says, "Yeah, let's hope we find him." I was picturing a super match versus drunk guy versus new Nick. LOL. That would be very interesting. At least from what I felt, I think uh, new guy Nick, even though he's so he's probably only got like 6 practices in, maybe even less. I think he would probably win just on that experience alone. But I think that match would be a very high likelihood of a arm break. So if it happens, just gotta keep a little watch on the break arm position. So Dog says he'd buy the tickets. It'd be a good show, that's for sure. Absolutely, Carolyn. She said, "That's awesome, Nick. I know it'll work out. Dee Dee, Josh, and Mike. That's a good team right there. That's a good team right there. I'm excited. I'm very excited for it. It's gonna be a good time, and it's gonna be at a fair. So I'll be there most of the day. Um, Friday probably we'll be doing like the time's not locked in, but we will be there Friday at some time doing pre-signups. So if you guys are driving from from out of state or possibly out of country, if you guys want to make a weekend trip of it, that would be awesome. We can hang out Friday, do the tournament, and then Sunday, if people are still here, we could definitely have a big practice, something like that. That would be awesome. Um, yeah, it'd be really fun. Carolyn says, "Yep, Nick. Josh's stream was fire. Did you catch any of Fernandez's Facebook channel footage yet?" Yeah, I did watch some of it. I went back and I watched some of it. It was very good. The quality was nice. Um, that camera is good. That camera is good. Um, plus, the cameraman did a good job. But yeah, that was good. Yeah, I did go back and watch some stuff. Definitely some good pulls. Joe did a good job on the mic. Joe is always good on the mic. Did good on the table. Big John did great. I want to say John won his class, if I'm not mistaken. I think John won the supers left. And I think Joe won the supers right, if I'm not mistaken. Um, Kalen says, yes, sure is. I see Josiah in the Fernandez chat. He sees the live gains now of what Josh can do. Yeah, absolutely. It's no joke. It's a serious production. He gets the shots. He gets the good shots. Sub Dog says, how many pullers entered total? I'm not sure. I think it was like um I heard something. It was around 200 entries. So I'm not sure how many people, but I think there was like 200 entries. Um, so it was a good tournament. It was a good tournament. What would be crazy if we can get 300. Imagine being able to get 300 entries for Turtle Man. That would be awesome. Oh, Dustin, what's up, man? He says Steve did say 200. So I knew I heard 200 somewhere. Thank you very much, Dustin, for the fact check. Thank you. But yeah, 200. That's a good turnout. Kalen says Nick it sure does. I wonder was Josh running on his YOLO own internet, etc., or Wi-Fi? So he was on Wi-Fi. He didn't have the YOLO box, so that was on. Um, it was Wi-Fi, and they did through StreamYard, if I'm not mistaken. Matthew, what's up, man? Oh, great question, Carolyn. Thank you for bringing that up again. She says to Dustin, "What was your favorite match?" Subdog says decent. He says Battle Zone in Calgary next week will be a really big event. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. They're going live with that. Is someone doing live, Subdog? You happen to know that by chance? Oh, yep. Now I remember. Subdog says we'll be missing it. Got to go to San Antonio at the end of the month. That's all right. That's all right. The sport of arm wrestling is growing, so it's only a matter of time. There'll be big tournaments every single weekend, so it's going to be good. Sup dog says, I mean, Kalen says the sup dog going to be awesome with Brian. We'll go live. I'm sure he's working with Perry through the fingers. They have a good channel, so that's what it sounds like. So I'll check out his channel. I'll check out that tournament. That's going to be sweet. Subdog says, I'm pretty sure. I think the broadcast on United Arms or Through the Fingers podcast. All right. I can definitely remember those two. Oh, you're right. And then Subdog says that and the Montana Armbenders. So it's going to be a great weekend for arm wrestling. That's what I'm talking about. Some good matches going on over there. Yep, Subdog says Cody Wood and Jordan Still. That's going to be an interesting match. That's going to be very interesting. Subbug, do you happen to know if this is it a pay per view or is it going to be on live? Is it like part of the tournament or something? Subdog says, good question. It's been on YouTube so far. Yeah, I thought it was gonna be, like a live stream. I didn't hear anything about a pay-per-view. It just popped in my head. Dustin says Chris Michael, I think is his name. Yep, Chris Michaels was there. He said he had some good pulls. And he says Bigelow had a great now I think it means showing. He had a great showing. But yeah, Bigelow definitely did put on a show. Galen says I see East versus West putting a post up for everyone's favorite four people from their country. If everyone can go to East versus West and throw up the good old Team Stone, there's two mentions already. Oh wow! Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate that. Thank you very much, Kalen, for the reminder, and thank you very much to those two people spreading the word. I greatly appreciate that. Sub Dog says they put great money on the table at the Armbender. Thousands, Sub Dog. Oh, that's sweet. That's sweet. That's always a good sign. That's a good sign that the sport is growing. So good times. A good time to be an arm wrestler. Oh, yeah, that's probably what he meant, Carolyn. Final. He had a great, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it was a great time. Carolyn says, yes, Dustin, that Bigelow was epic, cool, calm, and collected, super fit and ready. What an athlete. Absolutely. He did great. His training definitely been showing. So that's great. Carolyn says, I don't know how many money matches there were yesterday. I can't recall. Um, I'm not sure if there was. There might have been. I didn't see or hear anything about money matches, but maybe my ears weren't working too good yesterday. But was there any or do you know of any, Carolyn? Because I'm not sure. I don't think there was. Carolyn says to Matthew, which matches did you enjoy? I wonder. He'll have to let us know. There were all tons of great picks. Tons of great picks. So let's see. Carolyn says Nick probably not. I'm sure we would have heard. And also there was no Tim Lewis that liked to do that. LOL. Oh yeah, he likes to put a little wager on the matches, make it a little more interesting. But we'll have to go back and check the live. We'll have to, do a little skim through, see if we see anything, see any money flying around. So looks like we got a new person, Bob. If you got any arm wrestling questions, let us know because this is your first time joining us. I'll let you know we're an arm wrestling channel. We like to talk about arm wrestling, strength sports. So let us know if you got any questions regarding any of those topics. Kalen says, "Oh yeah, there's all the Josh footage. LOL. Gonna take it all week to get all the details and see all the matches. Definitely true. Definitely true. But that's the way of the YouTubers." It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Let's see. What else can we talk about? The Crazy Train was there. The Crazy Train was putting on a show. He was reffing, arm wrestling, putting on a good show. And if you're wondering who Crazy Train is, all you gotta do is listen. Listen for that Crazy Train horn. You know, the train horn. You'll hear it, and that's where the Crazy Train is. Yeah, I wonder. I wonder about that, Carolyn. Maybe we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. I wonder. I wonder what country he's from, Carolyn. I wonder. Maybe we can try to guess before he answers. Brian Johnson, what's up, man? He says, "Hello, Earthlings. Stop to see my main guy, Big Nick. What's up? Shout out to Josh, the great one, camera guy. I was soaking it in all yesterday. I had a blast. Yeah, man, me too. It was great to meet you. You know, it was a fun time, and I'm looking forward to the next one. It's gonna be a good one." So Dog says, "Well, well, well, dot, dot, dot. So it begins. It begins." That is funny. That's awesome. I appreciate that, Carolyn. She says, "Brian, for real, bro, it seemed even more personable tournament with Nick, Team Stone, and his table." Thank you very much, Carolyn. Yeah, it was a good day. A lot of good people there. It was great. Now we just gotta, everyone's gotta put the training in, get the gains, and wait for the next time we all meet up, and then we can show each other's their gains. You know. So let's see. Carolyn says, "Yes, Nick. And the super old boy, I see him ref a lot. The older gentleman, I seen him at sit downs, VA. Yeah, yep. He's a good guy. He's been in the sport quite a while, so he does a great job as a ref and puts on a great show as an athlete. So let's see. Kalen says, Brian, if you're going to the Natty Bros qualifier, I will see you there. How did your son do yesterday? Do you guys get any pins? It was a whirlwind. Yeah, it's a great question. That's a great question. I know his team did pretty good because I saw him walking away and I heard him tinging, the medals tingling. So I know they did pretty good. But let us know, Brian. That is funny. Absolutely, Kalen. I definitely did see Brian with a medal. I mean, maybe I'm mistaken, but I'm almost positive I saw it. It was a crazy day, so maybe I'm seeing things, but I'm almost positive Brian had some shiny stuff hanging off his neck. Light hit it, reflected off the metal, hit me right in the eye, and that's when I noticed it. Sip Dog says the girl in the white shirt, Tulier, few impressive. The white shirt. Now there was quite a bit of female pullers, so that was great. But which did she have a super match? Was it? Do you mean Tupper? Do you mean Tupper maybe? Sip Dog. Brian Johnson says I took third with my left bronze, no sun there, but friend's kid did well. That's what I'm talking about. I knew it. I definitely did see the medal. That's awesome. Yep, that's what I'm talking about. Kalen says, damn, glisten the medal. It must be true then. Mega gains. Kalen says Lydia Tupper. Yeah, maybe that's why I thought he meant Tupper. Maybe instead of the two L's, it's the two P's. Then she says Malek also had long hair. Yeah, Crystal Malek was there. There was I forgot their names. They're pullers. I want to say near the Great Lakes over there in that area. Oh, yep. Sup Dog says Tupper. Yeah, she's very strong. Extremely bright future in the sport. She had a good team. She trains with a good team. Yeah, so I'm very excited to see where she takes it. Kalen, she says, Brian, way to go. Bronze is no joke. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a well earned victory right there. Let's see. Brian says, I met the other Brian. Good dude, funny stuff. Yeah, Brian, I don't know if you heard, but we were talking about your tattoo match earlier on in the live. We're definitely is good fun. Sup, dog. That's what I'm talking about. He said I played with my table pulley again today. That's what I'm talking about. Get them gains. Carolyn says, Brian, that is awesome. Yes, very good people. Absolutely. And Matthew says, Matthew. Matt, you know what that makes me think of? What was that movie with the puppets? The South Park guys made the puppet movie. Team America. I don't know if you guys ever seen Team America, but there's one scene where making fun of Matt Damon, and he kept on saying the only thing he said was Matt Damon. That's every single time. That's what I think of. I don't know if maybe we're thinking the same thing, but it is good. It's good, clean fun right there. So let's see. Kalen says, Brian, who else did you get to say hi to, and how many events you've been to in the states? That's a great question. Sup Dog says he knows what's up. He knows that movie. Yeah, that was a funny movie. Good, clean fun right there, that movie. Very interesting, Matt. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but feel free to let me know. Feel free to let me know. Carolyn seems to know what you're talking about. For some reason, I seem to be missing that. Let's see. Let's see. What else can we talk about? Carolyn says, I don't recall any other East Coast events at a fair apart from the one you were at this year, Nick. Um, there was that one. But there was also Tim Bresnan. I think even though he's out of state, he came up last year. He did the Brooklyn Fair, but the Brooklyn Fair is a for fun tournament only. So what that means is it's a non-pro tournament. So the Brooklyn Fair that Tim does is a completely fair tournament. Like professional arm wrestlers are not allowed in that tournament. So there's been some, but Turtle Man, it's going to be a real tournament. We'll have everyone is welcome. the best arm wrestlers in the world. We'll have a pro class. We'll have a true novice class, meaning that our novice class is going to be for first timers only. So if so even that means practicing. So if you've been practicing with a team for a little bit, that's will not be considered novice for the Turtle Man and Connecticut states. So Subdog says my pulley seems to work my inner elbow better than my bands, and he says I wonder why. Um, could be a couple different factors. It could be the angle. It could be the weight. It could be a new stimulus. It could be, what I mean, it could just be the new stimulus of, switching over from, the weight with the cable to the, versus the band. But I would say that's tricky. I'd have to see the angles, and probably compare them. But I think that's a good sign. That's a good sign. We'll build up that elbow. Kalen says, I saw Bob Brown has an event on a trailer. That was nice also. Oh, you're right. I remember that. I remember that. Brian says, I saw and spoke to too many. There were some wild moments at the table. Big Nick had to impose his will and de-escalate powers. Awesome. My hair was standing up. That's the power hair right there. That's the power hair. But yeah, I'm still waiting for my check in the mail from bouncing. I had to bounce for a little bit, but they told me it's in the mail. They told me it's coming. She says, "That's awesome." Carolyn says, "That's awesome, Nick. That definitely is." So let's see. Somewhere's in YouTube hit this comment, which is very interesting. It doesn't make sense. But Brian says, Nick, briefly in your words, describe the high hook from your. Oh, maybe this next message is what is the rest part of it. From your body perspective. So, in my words, the high hook, um, the high hook in my words would be pretty much complete control of all fundamentals in terms of the hand. So, with the high hook, a lot of people hook this way. They lead with the supinating. With the high hook, you're leading the opposite way. You're leading through the top. So you're leading through the top into this position. So with the high hook, you'll be able to put your opponent in a completely defensive position, you know. So that's why I would say, um, with just those short words, what the high hook is. Um, I like to look at the high hook as an offensive hook, and the more of the traditional supinated hook more as a defensive hook. Now, it definitely can be used as offense, but that's how I look at it, in terms of the hand position. You know what I mean? Because with the high hook, you have the flexion, you have the pronation, you have the height. Um, so that's what I mean by like the key fundamentals. But Brian, let me know if that answered your question. Subdog says angles are close. My first thought with that is you might have more ability with the bands. You might have more freedom to move your body versus with the cable. It might be more restrictive. So maybe that's why you're feeling it more in the elbow. Um, I'm just thinking out loud, could be something like that. So let's see. Carolyn says, Brian, well, I got to watch Josh's stream for the wild moments. I was only watching via T-Man table cam, and when I kicked it off, he saved the stream and stepped in. And she says, Brian must have been nuts. Just hearing it sounded wild. Yeah, it was interesting. It was interesting. I don't know whoever. I ended up. I had the camera in my hand. I put the camera out, and I just told someone to grab it. So whoever grabbed the camera, thank you very much. You saved the stream for the next 14 hours that we filmed, but it was good. Yeah, for everything that happened, it wasn't the best situation, but the outcome was as best as it could have been. So it was good. We'll take the bad with the good, and the good with the bad, and we'll make it good. Sublog says, I've been beat by the hook the most. Yeah, the hook is an interesting move. Which way, when someone hooks you, are they putting you palm up? Are they are they getting on your wrist and just getting like, are they avoiding your hand and getting right on your wrist? Which way are they hooking you? Um, Matt, I'm still not sure what you're talking about, but seems like you want to arm wrestle. So I like the energy. I like the energy. Brian says, I'm working on high hooking. Yeah, you answered as well as the tops you gave me yesterday. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, tips. That makes more sense. I thought tops was like a slang from where you're from of tips. That is funny. Very true, Carolyn. Says Nick, yes, you found great surrogate cameramen along the way. Yep. So everyone. Oh, that being said, I was definitely asking people if they could hold the camera for a second throughout the day. So everyone that helped out, I know Brian held the camera a lot. I know a whole bunch of people. I just can't remember anybody right now. So let's see. Supdog says putting me on my bicep and pinning me before I engage. So are these in practice pulls or are these in matches? So like does your opponent like is your opponent leaving like are they jumping you or are these on goes? Okay, and this is Brian. Did you get any Team Stone shirts? And Brian says I got a Turtle Man t-shirt. Absolutely, he absolutely did. And Supdog says my matches. Um so it's tricky to say without the videos. It could be a couple different things. Um, yeah, so dog out. Send me some videos. Send me some videos if you have any, and I'll check them out. And then we'll talk about it. Either I'll send you a message, or maybe we'll talk about it on the live or something like that. Or we can even maybe one time we could set up the StreamYard. You can hop on, get the videos, bring them up, and we can put the video right on the live, and we can do it. And everyone else can hang out with us. It'll be fun. Brian, peace out. He's got to roll out, guys. Peace to all. Talk to you later. Be well. Thank you very much, Brian. We'll see you very soon. All right. Sup Dog says sounds good. I've got a few examples. All right, that's what I'm talking about. But all right, guys. I think that's a perfect time to end the stream. So I want to say thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for hanging out. We'll be back tomorrow morning with the pre-lift live, and then the lift live, of course. But guys, thank you very much for watching. Thanks for sharing, and we will see you very soon.